Missions right now, I believe there's somebody watching. You know inside of your heart God has spoken to you. Maybe in your youth, maybe as an adult. Maybe you're a youth still right now. But you know God has been speaking to you. You know He's touched your heart. You know He's called you out to obey the Great Commission. Both in the nation that you live, perhaps the nations where the light of the gospel right now is shining dim. I want to speak directly to you by the word of the Lord right now. And I strongly encourage you to obey the last words that Jesus spoke to His disciples, to go into all the world and make disciples of all nations, and to wait for the endowment of power to go out under the power of His Spirit. Right now in the world, there are, statistics say, close to 2 billion people who have never heard the name of Jesus Christ. The truth of the matter is, no matter how crowded our own life is with clutter, problems, successes, and joys, there's a world outside the walls of the church that is lost, that is hopeless, that is without God in this world. And God is looking for a man, for a woman that He can anoint with His Spirit, that will go out and proclaim the finished work of Calvary. I'm going to read a passage out of Matthew 9. Jesus says to His disciples, "The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Therefore beseech the Lord of the harvest to send out workers into His harvest." Jesus says to His disciples, pray for laborers. And I want to quote a good friend of mine, Gilmour, who always says this: listen, God is not looking for people who will go work for Him, but He is working for those through whom He can do His work. This appeal to missions is not primarily saying, listen, God is so short-handed in heaven, He's so weak and non-sovereign that He doesn't know what to do. So please, somebody go out there and say something. God is looking for people through whom He can do His work and reveal His glory to the nations. So that's why it is necessary that a laborer shall lay down his life. God is not looking for a man who has two lives. You're saving your own life, but you want to go out and help God out because He's lacking so much, so you go share the gospel with your neighbor. Listen, God can use anything. God can use a mule, but He glories in using people filled with His Spirit that bear His image. So it's a twofold approach. I'm asking you, lay down your life. Don't let anything get in the way. I promise you, when you stand before the judgment seat of Jesus Christ, you won't look back saying, I gave up too much. You won't look back saying, I should have prayed less. You won't look back saying to yourself, I shouldn't have went. Follow the leading of the Spirit. Don't try to pick up another man's cross. Don't try to pick up another man's call. But what has God said to you? Give God your attention and give Him the opportunity to speak into your life and to tell you how to pour out your life in this generation. Give your life for the lost. Preach the gospel. Bring the kingdom. Let God do His work through you.